Shalom. I'm your brother Kaya from GMS Camp out here in Phoenix, Arizona. First and foremost, I want to give his all praise, glory, and honor is to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rahakwadosh. Of course, I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders that have taught us the truth and rule well. Also, want to say shalom to the speckled bird out there. I want to say shalom to the Akwath and to the Akim that are listening. Also, want to say shalom to the 144,000. We're living in interesting times, exciting times for all the things that are happening right now. Right now too, the DOD directive, 524 period 01, going into basically that the military have the right, to come in with the police and to basically use lethal force. These are the things that are even in the scriptures when it comes down basically to martial law. When November hits, when you think about November, what do you think about when who's going to be president to say? Who's coming in to be president and what's going to happen? You hear many people that are divided right now, Egyptian against Salakia, Egyptian against Egyptian. When you sit back and you think about these things, the people here in America, Babylon, aka America, in an uproar, gonna be in an uproar. You're gonna have those for Donald Trump. You're gonna have those for Kamala Harris, but it ain't gonna matter whoever gets in that seat. They're gonna bring all kinds of death and everything. Understanding too what we're about to come into. 2nd Ezra 15, I believe, let's start at verse 17, which goes into martial law. Matter of fact, we'll just start at 2nd Ezra 15 and 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. So what is that letting you know? The time's going to come where it's going to get real rough out here. And these people are not going to regard the police. They're not going to regard what the president says. They're not going to regard anything. They're going to do what they want to do. In that scenario, what's going to happen? Martial law will come in. And see, this is something Esau Edom wants. Because if he gets a martial law out, what does that mean? What is he able to do? Lockdown. Plus, now they're going to be able to use live rounds. Because now you got the military with the police. Now, if you sit back and you think about it, most people in the military signed an oath. I forgot what is that oath. I know I took a picture of it. Hold on. Bear with me. Let me find it. Let me close that out. I took a picture of it. Let me see. Here it is. The 502 enlistment oath. Who may administer? I blank do solemnly swear what? I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. But do you understand what that means? Foreign and domestic. Meaning that the military have the right to come in and do what? Shoot up their own people. See, if you read all the way through, you see what it says at the bottom. So help me God. You know why they put that in there? Because they know what they're about to do. When the president gives the order that you need to come in here and clean house, they're going to have to do it. See, Esau has been plotting this out for a long time. And people think you're saved by the Constitution, which is non and void here in Babylon, aka America. Another reason why it's non and void, because I'm going to tell you right now, I bet 100% if you have children, ask them, do they teach them the Constitution in school these days? They barely even teach them how to read cursive. So if you got a kid that's 10, 12, 13 years old or 11 or whatever in school, ask them, hey, do they teach y'all how to write cursive in first and second grade? Do they teach you to read cursive still? They may look at you like you crazy. Why? Constitution doesn't mean anything anymore. It is what it is. All these things are thrown out the window. If you sit back and read what it really is. And now on top of it, also too, what else is coming? What is that? Joel? Watch, go get that. Because World War III is going to happen. Let me see, what was I thinking? Slovakia. Joel, let's see, the 3rd chapter, in verse 2. I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them. So I plead with them there for my people and for my heritage. So at the end of the day, World War III is going to happen. So you may be asking, well, wait a minute, if World War III is going to happen, not if, when World War III happens, you're going to have a lot of people drafted in. They're going to be over there fighting in the so-called Middle East. They're going to be over there. So who's going to be over here in America keeping the Americans safe? Oh, you didn't think about a couple of years ago when all them men were coming across the border? Them UN troops, basically, them sleeper cells. What are they, 25, 22 to 30? Did you not pay attention who was coming across the border? See, you got to understand, when an invasion happens, you stop seeing women and children. You see more men than women and children. So if you go back on YouTube and you go back a few years back and look this up for yourself, when the gates were open, the borders were open, who did you see come into Babylon? Majority men. Oh, don't forget, what did they get? They got a cell phone, they got a credit card, they got a debit card. What do sleeper cells get? Credit card, debit card, and a phone. When it's time to get activated, when it's time to get busy, it is what it is. So when the men are out, the American men are out fighting this war and going on, guess what? You got the UN troops in here that don't give a damn. See, it's easy for them to come in and slaughter and kill. And guess what? They took that oath too. See, something no one ever thinks about. When they are activated, they're going to do what is necessary. This is why, another reason why America, the people here in Babylon talking about militias, they have a militia, and these old veterans are talking about, they see what is coming. Matter of fact, let's go to a scripture, right? Going to the book of Ezekiel 38 and verse 11. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls, and having neither bars nor gates, no protection. City of unwalled villages, Babylon, aka America. Because see, America has been on top of the hill the whole time. Never thought about protecting its own. Because why? They're on top of the hill. See, you remember the pride of Babylon, aka America? The eagle. The eagle doesn't have a predator that's above him. He never looks up. He only looks down. Something people don't never think about, which is pride. And we know what the scriptures say. Pride becomes what? A great fall? Roughly paraphrasing. So you start to see what is about to play out. You start to see what is about to happen. Matter of fact, let me see. I think I already read it. It was 2 Ezra 15. I believe I did, but you know what? It doesn't hurt to look at it again. So we have the understanding what is about to come. You know, when you sit back and you think about this. But the second Ezra, the 15th chapter. Matter of fact, 15. Let's see. Yeah, we can do that. Go back over it. Second Ezra 15 and 15. For the sword and the destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands, civil unrest. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, the B&E game, the breaking and entering. Why would there be breaking and entering? Well, let's go here. What is that? Second Ezra. What is that? I think is that 6? Let me see. In 21. One of the reasons why this is going to be happening. Second Ezra 6. And actually 22. This is Second Ezra 6 and 22. And this is the reason why. Another reason why. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Guess what? Friends, family are going to fight like enemies. Why? Because there will be no food. Did you not understand how the game is played? Did you forget about the dock workers and their uproar about protesting or whatever they were doing? You know, when they were what is that called? When they were just basically saying we ain't going to work until we get what we want. And you wonder why when you go to Walmart, Trader Joe's, Costco's, wherever store you go to, Kroger's, Publix, wherever you may be on this planet, you notice that your food just went up. I mean, I went into the store the other day. 3 bags cost me, was it $80, almost $90 for 3 bags that I carried in my hand. Understand that we coming into hyperinflation. You know, and the American people here in Babylon are getting upset. So when the protests began here and all the nonsense and all the things that's going to become here, guess what's going to happen? When them troops come in, that's going to be with the police. They're going to be using lethal rounds. They're not going to be using bean bags. They're going to be using lethal rounds. So now they got an order to do so. And if the American people don't want to do it, they'll tell those that they came across the border, all them men that came across the border of different nationalities, from Africans to Asians to some of the Venezuelans, all different people that came across the border. When them cell phones get to chirping, they're going to get activated. They're not going to have a problem. So you got to understand, when we go into Jeremiah 30 and 7, Jacob's trouble. And you women out there, oh my goodness, you women are going to be in so much trouble. Because you got to think about it, most of these men are just abiding now. Wait till they get the green light to do whatever they want to do. When they want to kick in the door. When the raping and ravishing begins and no one's coming to save you. You know, these are the things that are about to take place. These are the things that are coming. See, it's not hard to see when you look at the scriptures and put the puzzle together through Yahweh Shem Yahshua, through the Spirit. You understand what is about to come. And we have warned the house of Israel. But a lot of you out there are just playing around, thinking everything's funny. Hee hee ha ha. We're going to see how funny it is when all hell breaks loose. While you're sitting there wondering and screaming, why is this happening? We're in America, the best country in the world. Why is this happening? And it's all a downfall. But these things are things that are about to happen. Anyway, this wasn't meant to be very long. It was just a few scriptures. Just a few scriptures. I'm gonna give all praise, glory, and honor is to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Ba'akodash. Shalom.